I'd say that is the best Battleground yet, because usually Battleground's this kind of just this filler in the year in pay-per-view wise. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I thought it was quite good.
Yeah. Byron Saxton, when it came up with his name, it said Byron Sexton. That's the best thing about the pre-show. And then it was the Usos versus Tyler Dango, Breeze Dango.
Oh, Fran Breezego.
Fran Breezego.
Oh, yeah. Great.
The match was okay actually, because usually the Usos kind of bore me, but they were very excited.
They're technically very adept.
Yes.
I don't give a shit.
No, but this match was quick, and it ended with Breeze Rango winning, and I like that because it kind of gives them a look, because they've just at the moment, you know, they're both, you know, really good athletes, so it's nice to give them the win. Endless super kicks in it, as they're, you know, as basically every wrestler now.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much a bog standard move that everyone does now.
Yes.
Super kick. Excuse me. You'll see about 8 or 9 in every Kevin Owens match.
Yes.
You know, like Kevin Owens, but it's somebody's finisher.
Oh yeah.
You know, I don't want to see the Usos versus Breeze Fan Breeze. I don't want to see that and like 9 mandible claws.
Yes.
You know, 4 people. I mean, everyone knew it was going to be Bayley.
Yes.
And they spent most of the match, the commentary team spent most of the match saying, it's a one-off, don't get your hopes up, she's going back to NXT. This kind of undermines the whole draft pick thing, I think.
Yes.
Because the draft pick thing is they're referencing something that happens annually in genuine sports in the USA and other countries, they're a bit in Australia as well. The thing is, Bayley is a former NXT Women's Champion. She has been incredibly successful in NXT.
Yeah.
For a long time, she's had a sustained level of success.
People love her.
She is about as over as you can ever. She's like Steve Austin over. There is no kayfabe reason that you don't draft her.
But it was nice to see her at this pay-per-view.
It was, yeah.
And I thought the match was pretty good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
We're here.
Another match I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
Xavier Woods is so entertaining in this match, both as an in-ring performer and wrestler, but also his acting, being frightened, hypnotized, getting his courage back.
Yeah.
It was a wonderful journey to watch.
It was fun. It was such a strange thing for them to do. I mean, it was like I said, it's the sort of Ghostbusters 2 moment when Dan Aykroyd gets hypnotized by Vigo. And this is cartoonish buffoonery, but it was fun.
One rather worrying moment where
Big E fell on his head.
Big E fell on his head, because that's a lot of weight to follow behind your neck. The United States belt has become this strange thing where let's give it to a foreigner and then let's have Americans fight him. The best example of that is WrestleMania 2 years ago, WrestleMania 31, was when Rusev comes out riding a tank and he's still calling himself Russian. He's forgotten where he's from.
His tattoo didn't remind him.
Yes, no. He's basically like Memento. he should just say,
I'm a wrestler?
Lana backwards. Yeah. Yeah.
So was that a...
Oh, no.
What was that?
I didn't think about that.
The Bulgarian brute.
Rusev comes down in a tank, and then John Cena comes out, and they have a montage of the best of America, and it includes 9/11 and the firemen, and you kind of go, this is entertainment.
It's a wrestling show, guys. Come on, lighten up.
So, but anyway, I'm not so keen on this. Fuck the rest of the world. They shouldn't have the US belt, because actually Rusev, he's not cheating. He's just very good. It's a match of the year contender. An absolutely fantastic match. I guess, why did we ever doubt it wouldn't be? Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens part 20
about
or whatever.
20, yeah, something. They've been basically feuding for about...
in their cribs.
Yeah.
Going into this, I thought, could they not have held this off for a while? Could they not have built up to this? And then for the first part of the match, I was thinking like, I've seen this. Wow, they pull it off again.
Yeah.
They're so good.
Fantastic. So I like they've got a sort of Batman Jokery thing where they're just going to be enemies and they'll fight forever.
Because Kevin Owens, he's the lovable heel, like the Joker. We want to see him.
Yeah.
And Sami Zayn will never work.
He's not as angry as Batman, is he?
No, but he will never work as a heel.
No.
Just like Bayley. What's Bayley going to do to make her a heel ever? WrestleMania, 48, when she just takes endless chairs to, with Stephanie McMahon, but she deal with the devil! You can tell what they've gone for, which is we're going to go for a technical match.
Yeah.
Right? They're both going for their submission moves, but after a match which is like the helicopter sequence from Apocalypse Now.
Yeah.
And now you're watching,
Now you're watching the French plantation scene from Apocalypse Now.
Non-Redux is better.
What I'd like is a Redux without that plantation bit in.
Like Battleground, I'd like Battleground without the Natalia Becky Lynch fight.
Because I like the bit where he steals the surfboard. That's good fun.
That's really
I like the bit where they meet the Playboy bunnies again.
Ooh, yes.
And there's more stuff at Curtis's camp. Brando reading poetry and stuff like that. Is that Bailey you're doing?
Darren Young versus The Miz, who, for some inexplicable reason,
Comes out wearing sort of classic Venetian masks.
in a reference to...
Well, JBL gets very, very excited and says, "It's fantastic," as a reference to one of his favourite movies, Eyes Wide Shut.
the sexual, erotic thriller.
Down the erotic rabbit hole you go, Miz.
Yeah, JBL in this cowboy hat, watching Eyes Wide Shut in the cinema. So can you take your hat? Yeah.
I love as well is that JBL, either because he doesn't know the movie or the man, or that he's excited, he calls Stanley Kubrick. And Michael Cole, it didn't come out a decade ago, it came out 17 years ago.
Yeah, we've been without that wonderful director for 17 years.
And we're stuck with Byron Sexton instead.
It's the worst match of the night,
Yeah.
I'd say. My big problem with this is that one of the reasons I loved Battleground this year, and it's one of my favourite pay-per-views of the year so far, is that except for this match, there were no shenanigans to end the match.
Yeah.
Everything was clean. There
Yes,
was no one running in.
Yeah.
There was no managers pulling feet on ropes. There were no referees going like, I'm a bastard. Like, there was nothing. Doesn't usually happen. So, this was the one match which ended in a still don't quite know what happened.
Yeah, I don't really quite get. Maurice sort of sat on her arse for a minute. Bob Backlund tore his own shirt off. And then there was a sort of, what was it? I think, was it a double count out, or what the hell happened?
It would have been saved if at the end of the match, the Miz's wife had taken a microphone and just turned to the Miz and sincerely said, "We need to fuck."
Fuck.
Decent match, really good fun. You've got like 6 people in there who are, eminently watchable. Whatever you think of Cena, he's a watchable guy.
Yeah.
He's technically the weak link in the match. It shows because there are a couple of little spots where he looks a little bit out of place. Doesn't matter. It's a really, really, really fun match. He plays his part very, very well.
Yeah.
Solid. Big thumbs
All of
up
them
to
do.
all 6 guys.
Yeah.
There's a weird thing here on commentary where Enzo and Cass have only just arrived on the main roster, and they're already singling out Cass for the push.
Yeah.
Already. Yeah, you enjoyed this, didn't you?
I like the main event, yeah.
I thought this was really, really frustrating, irritating waste.
Really?
Yeah, I did. The match itself was decent. It was fine. But it's a waste of this match. This match is a great match in the making. It has the potential to be amazing. And this is the kind of like the triple threat. The Shield against each other is a triple threat. This is a SummerSlam or a WrestleMania main event. This is not a Battleground main event cobbled together at a month's notice. This is something that you push for 12 weeks. It was done absolutely no justice. Firstly because, it was thrown together possibly at the last minute because of Roman Reigns. So you get no sense of occasion, and they were desperately trying to sell up the idea, like finally, for the Shield that they've been together for ages, they've fallen out, and now they're all going to kick off together in the same ring at the same time. Fine, push it, hype it. This is a big fight. Don't put it on a Battleground. And it was undermined as well because, and this is kind of an extension of the stuff that I didn't like about the other title fights on the card, is that as soon as the pay-per-view started, it was no longer about the Shield, and it was about whether the title was going to go to SmackDown or Raw. So Foley, Daniel Bryan, Stephanie and Shane McMahon were at ringside, and half of the time you're cutting to them going, come on, come on, come on, and all the commentators spoke about is, where's the title going to go? Is it going to go Raw to SmackDown? Guess what? I don't care. Nobody cares. What we care about is seeing the disintegration of the Shield and the continuation of their storyline as a stable. I don't care where the title goes. Cutting to these ridiculous shots backstage of all the locker rooms sat going,
even people who have just fought next to it, like Natalia's about like 3 seats behind Becky Lynch.
It totally undermines what you've been trying to do with the Shield. I think this is a massive fuck up from the WWE, and it made even worse by the fact that Dean Ambrose, he was always going to win. Fine, good.
I wasn't sure he was.
Dean Ambrose wins, and the whole of this new SmackDown roster comes out, and they all celebrate. And you've got JBL saying, they've made this thing that should have been about the Shield, about the brand extension, and that is a mistake.
That's a fair point. And also because I liked the match, but to add to your point, one of the things I really didn't like was at the very end, as we say goodbye to the pay-per-view, Dean Ambrose is riding on the shoulders of the Usos, who for basically the last 3 pay-per-views have been the bloodline with Roman Reigns. How quick are they to turn allegiances just because who pays the bills? I thought they were the wrong people to, and maybe it was just a cusp of the moment thing. They went, one of the
Wyatts out there as well, just hanging around, applauding. You've got, I think you saw Dolph Ziggler. I think you saw him embrace Natalya like all his Christmases had come at once. Stop doing this weird thing where you make it about yourselves and not about what's happening in the ring, because this is what we're interested in.
That's a really fair point. I hadn't really thought of that. I did enjoy when I first saw it. I just enjoyed the match.
The match itself was fine.
It could have been a bit longer.
Everything else that was happening around it ruined the match for me.
Yeah, I think that's fair. That's fair. But I liked it. I thought this pay-per-view was the best pay-per-view of the year so far is Dallas Takeover.
Oh yeah.
And then it's this, and then I might even go Royal Rumble. I'm not quite sure, but
but on the whole, this was pretty good.
I enjoyed Battleground.
I did, yeah.
I wasn't expecting, because usually Battlegrounds are crap.